Every WWE 2K23 DLC pack has now been released. So I am pitting all 6 female competitors from those DLC in a match together to see who is the best. Who will come out on top when Blair Davenport, Torres, Wendy Choo, Valhalla, Tiffany Stratton and Nile face each other in the dreaded Elimination Chamber. And here we go, the first person going into our pod is the one, the only, Tiffany Stratton. Torres is here, the latest person to be released as DLC. And luckily for her, she is also in a pod for this matchup, so hopefully she can get away from that ring rust and manage to put in a good performance here in the Elimination Chamber. Oh, this is not somebody you wanted to see being in a pod. The dangerous Blair Davenport. This is somebody who will relish the opportunity to go in the Elimination Chamber matchup, and the fact that her opponents are going to be beaten up before she even enters, that's dangerous. Oh dear Lord, this is another person you do not want to be seen walking into a pod, and she's doing exactly that. She hasn't been in the ring for a while now, but Valhalla is here. And finally, the 2 people starting off this matchup, first of which is Nile. Now, if there is anyone who can survive the Elimination Chamber structure and last from beginning it all the way to the end and possibly even still maintaining dominance, it is Nile. And the final competitor in this matchup, knowing her, she was probably meant to be in a pod, knowing her, but she probably slept through. It is Wendy Choo, and she is here to basically play. You've got Nile in there, who's come out to dominate, and Wendy Choo, who's come out to play. So, I'm not putting predictions on this. However, it doesn't bode well for Wendy, does it really? And here we go, the Elimination Chamber has kicked off, and it is actually Wendy Choo who's gotten the better of this early going. I expected Nile to come out of the blocks quick and fast, but instead, Wendy seems to have woken up. Clearly, her alarms woke her up really fast. It usually takes me a good hour or so to wake up before I can start doing anything productive, but for Wendy, it's a matter of minutes. Nile is in a bad way early on in this matchup. She has not managed to get a single move in on Wendy Choo, and if that carries on, Ivy could be made easy work of. It's a 1 count, and that's a kick out. A good kick out by Nile, but if I was Ivy or anyone in Diamond Mine, I'll be worried right now. Who is next to end this Elimination Chamber matchup? It's going to be the latest addition from DLC in Torres, someone with a bit of nostalgia in this matchup, someone that I actually grew up watching in the Divas division. I quite liked Torres personally, but again, Wendy Choo keeps going and keeps dominating this matchup. Wendy Choo. Wendy Choo. Wendy Choo. Right, who is going to be next to enter this matchup? It's going to be Valhalla, as Nile nearly got eliminated very early on here. And Valhalla, the person probably currently who has the most strength to probably compete with someone like Nile is Valhalla. The old Sarah Logan back in the Royal Squad days has definitely had a change of persona, but I can guarantee you now, she's still going to be good in the ring. Someone else is entering the fray. Who will it be? It will be Tiffany Stratton, the current NXT Women's Champion. We are yet to have an elimination, but that could change right here with Torres, but she kicked out at 1, and we are about to get our final competitor into this Elimination Chamber matchup in Blair Davenport, the last person you probably wanted to see coming out of that chamber last. Blair Davenport is someone that a lot of female competitors in the women's division fear, and you can understand why. But now we have all 6 women's competitors in the ring. So the question is not only who will win, but who will be the first eliminated in this matchup. None of these women want that to their name, but I can tell you now they'll definitely be going in the history books, but for all the wrong reasons. Now, while we've had no elimination, or we might have an elimination here, Ivy Nile manages to kick out. But while we have had no elimination with that Ivy Nile kick out, put in the comments down below, who do you think is going to win? No cheating and no going straight to the end. I want your predictions down in the comment section. If I was to put my money on anybody, I'd actually put it on Tiffany Stratton. I think she's going to sneak her way into the end, manage to avoid being hit by her competitors, make it to the finish line and take out that final competitor and win the entire matchup as Valhalla has taken out Blair Davenport. She's going for the pin. It's a 1. It's a 2, and it's a kick out by Blair Davenport, who manages to survive by the skin of her teeth against Valhalla. What an impressive move there by Ivy Nile. Will Wendy Choo tap out? Will Wendy go to sleep? No, she doesn't. She's still got some fight left in her. She doesn't want to go to sleep just yet. She already had a nap. She doesn't need another one. And Wendy taking it to Ivy Nile. That could be it. Ivy Nile could be out permanently here. There's a submission going on here. Valhalla has Tiffany Stratton right now, as Wendy Choo has finally gone for the pin on Ivy Nile. It's a 1, it's a 2, and Ivy Nile somehow manages to survive. This match has just picked up rapidly as Tiffany Stratton now has Valhalla, and that's a 2 count in itself. And now all 6 women are in the middle of this ring, and somehow, someway, none of them have been eliminated. Whee! Oh dear Lord. No one has managed to get that first illustrious elimination in this matchup, but that could all change. Valhalla had Eve Torres there, but it was only for a 1 count. Yet again, Eve Torres managing to get out at 1. She has a habit of doing that, and if she manages to continue doing that, she'll probably win this matchup as Wendy Choo now in trouble. Blair Davenport, that's a 2 count in itself, and now Ivy Nile. Valhalla, that's a 2 count. This is an incredible performance by all 6 women. All 6 want to be known as the best woman to come out in the DLC of WWE 2K23. Oh God, Eve Torres has Wendy Choo in trouble, and Wendy's in trouble. She's stunned, she's down and out. It's a 1, it's a 2, and it's a kick out. Wendy Choo survived. How in the world did Wendy Choo survive? As who's that's in trouble over there? Tiffany Stratton nearly taken out Valhalla. And yet again, 2 successive 2 counts. Back to back. But Eve might have finally finished off Wendy Choo, but she's down for the 3 count. But because of the submission by Ivy Nile on Blair Davenport, she hasn't managed to pin Wendy Choo and get her out of this matchup. Blair Davenport's managed to get out. Eve Torres has Wendy Choo, and that's the first pinfall of this matchup. Wendy Choo taken out completely by Eve Torres there, and it was an amazing performance there by Wendy Choo, who somehow managed to survive for so long, but Eve Torres' experience managed to get the pinfall, and she might actually eliminate Ivy Nile as well, but it's a 2 count, and Ivy Nile manages to kick out. Ivy Nile managed to kick out. Eve Torres is currently on the roll of her career. Blair Davenport with some stiff kicks to Eve Torres that might have just provided an opening there for Ivy Nile. Although Tiffany Stratton has just taken out Ivy Nile, and Valhalla on Blair Davenport, but it's a 2 count. And yet again, another 2 count in this matchup, as Ivy Nile could be in a lot of trouble. I do not see Ivy Nile surviving much longer. It's Tiffany Stratton pins her for the 1, 2, 3, and Valhalla could be going out as well. 1, 2, 3, 2 successive eliminations. Very, very quick eliminations there. So Ivy Nile goes out second, and Valhalla, the shocking elimination on Valhalla, going out in third, as Eve Torres might have just taken out Tiffany Stratton, but Tiffany manages to survive. Somehow, someway, I think Tiffany Stratton has managed to weasel her way through, like I said she was going to do, as that's a lovely Samoan drop there by Eve Torres. I didn't realise that was in her arsenal. but it was a great move, and it has made her have the advantage over Blair Davenport. Both of these two women have probably been the most dominant since being in this matchup, and Eve Torres might be taking her out here. Eve Torres on Blair Davenport. That's a 1, that's a 2, and it's a kick out. Blair Davenport at like 2.999 somehow manages to survive Eve Torres' moonsault. What in the world is going on? Blair Davenport has had an incredible performance so far, and it might just be getting better. Eve Torres might be being pinned by Blair Davenport, but she manages to kick out at 2 as well. How in the world are these two women going toe to toe like they are? And Tiffany Stratton is just sneaking her way in, trying to bide her opportunity. This is a beautiful performance here by Tiffany Stratton, just slowly weaving her way in, sneaking her way around. It's almost like an ultimate opportunist type of deal going on right now by Tiffany Stratton, and that's a beautiful moonsault by Tiffany Stratton. She might have picked her moment perfectly to pin Blair Davenport, and she does. She eliminates Blair Davenport, and now it is down to the final two, Eve Torres and Tiffany Stratton, who will come out on top and prove themselves to be the best in this matchup. Will it be the NXT Women's Champion, or will it be the former Divas Champion? Surely at this point, if you're a betting man, you've got to go with Eve Torres here. Although Tiffany Stratton might have her. Tiffany has her in a submission. Remember, there's no road breaks here. Eve Torres is in a lot of trouble. Will Eve tap out? Will Eve tap out to Tiffany Stratton? This would be an incredible performance fight at the end by Tiffany Stratton, but no, Eve manages to survive, barely manages to survive, but she's got to try and stop this offense by Tiffany Stratton, who currently is doing incredibly well, and we might be able to see the moonsault. Oh no, it's an amazing move there by Tiffany Stratton. There's no kicking out of that one, and that's the 3 count. Tiffany Stratton defeats Eve Torres right at the end. She managed to pin Blair Davenport. She managed to pin Eve Torres, and Tiffany Stratton, rightfully so, is the best woman in any of the WWE 2K23 DLC to have released. That was absolutely brilliant by Tiffany Stratton. My pick as well. My pick. I can tell you now, I didn't see that one coming, but Tiffany Stratton did exactly what I said. She snuck her way through, managed to pin both the dominant Blair Davenport and the dominant Eve Torres right at the end of it. And Tiffany Stratton is the best female competitor to come out of the WWE 2K23 DLC. If you want to see who is the best in the Bad News U DLC pack, go and check out this video right here, where I pit all 4 competitors against each other in a fatal 4-way matchup.